everybody, kind of a special unboxing for me. Finally, Battlefront has sent me part of the KickStarter that they did for Dust Tactics Battlefield, which they're doing. This is the Axis theme campaign that's basically going on as they're moving forward. Those that donated or helped pledge up to a higher level also received Operation Achilles, so this was part of an extra bonus with that. And I'm going to kind of basically go through both of these two sets so you can kind of check out what to look at and what's kind of going on. Pretty excited that, for the pledge level, this is a rather, this is a really good price set with some nice little elements to it, so I was really super pleased that this was put in that Kickstarter pledge. So from them putting this together, I am quite happy of everything that I basically received. There was also some Sisters of Demolition and a Mercenary Yana that did not ship. This is because they wanted to get some stuff out before Christmas, so I thought that was very cool that they did get some of those things out. So we're looking at this. This has got one Allied hero, two Axis heroes in this, and these are pretty much the tactics books. If you've ever kind of really played these are for the tabletop going on. Some pretty good little small stories inside as well. So I'll take some shots of these as I'm perusing up on this. Book is pretty good. It's pretty large. Paper's not that bad. All full color and really good. And one of the best things is like when they get to the map parts, pretty well laid out with the points and stuff like that, and you can really set up as you need to for these campaigns, which I thoroughly enjoy. So this one will have also the same type of poster layout setup. There's one that does have like the hard card tile, so you get two large of that for the rail section. This is cool. This is going to be the bunker that they have more or less for the tile section, but you can also get this as a model from their site as well. So what's also we got here? We got some. Looks like we got some railroad cards here, and then on the other side looks like bunkers for that. So there are three of those in there. We also have a couple sections for also smaller bunkers and barbed wire. So good elements for that part of it. Our cards for these. So basically we have Sigrid and Kloss for our Axis forces. Our Allied will have Bazooka Joe, and Strongpoint is one of the bunker thing that you basically have for that. And with these cards, I've got to double check. I know a lot of this stuff is rules rehashing again. If these are using the same still tactics, or the Dust Tactics cards are for both now, and things have kind of changed and upgraded for part of it. The one thing to note though with Sigrid and Bazooka Joe, these are pretty much a nice little box to get because these were two very hard characters to get a hold of, because they were only in a set that basically has run out of print. So it was nice to get these two back in there. I've been kind of looking forward to getting a hold of Sigrid for a while, so it's nice to finally have her in the Battlefront. And let's take a quick look at some of these characters as we cut through this. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Dust figures, they all come pretty well assembled. If there is anything, you're going to have to do a little bit of maybe clipping a piece in. Really almost no glue for anything like that, which is nice. Also, cool thing is they all also come pre-based, and they basically come in the colors. So this is Sigrid here, which I'll show a shot up there. And then we have a Kloss figure, and his head is apparently detachable, so you can kind of pop in and out of that, and he's on a little march, so he's there with gray. Now, if you're not much of a painter, this is also a good introductory set for younger players too, because basically the Axis come in gray. As you can see, the Allies come in green, so pretty easy to distinguish the different models from that. There's a small little package here called bonus figures, and in this we apparently have 2 cows and a goat. So some cool little elements out of that aspect there. So that is the bonus thing that I received, the Operation Achilles. So we'll put that aside and let's really get into one of the exciting things right now. So I am, as you've seen on the site before, have played Dust. We have a few videos up. I play the Axis. So this will add another element as we get into the Africa campaign part of this. Alright. So it looks like we have already in the set a number of squads. As I kind of look in the back, we have the African Lions, the Sand Vipers, the Desert Sun for 3 infantry squads. There's 2 walkers, a Jagluther and a Leopold, and a walker transport, a Stummel, led by Tina and Kane. I'm excited. I've seen Tina on the Pablo site, and I've been trying to kind of get rules for her before I went out and got her, and then they came out with this, and pretty much was a quick draw for me to go into going in with this. So this will pretty much this solves the answer to this one here. So basically, those bigger cars that you see there are pretty much not, or more or less out of use. They're not really going to be useful for what you're doing because they have sent. There's much smaller cars for all these. So I now have very well secured together. So these are all the troops coming basically in this. So we have apparently a warfare set and a tactics set. So very, very cool that they did that. They've still not given up on warfare, you know, even licensed being a fantasy flight. So there are 2 sets of cards, one for warfare, one for tactics. They're both basically giving you the points that you need for that and all the rules on it. These cards are awesome. That once they've redone them, they basically have all the rules that you basically need, as well as all the stats that you need that you call for. So very awesome little references for that. So let's take a look. I'm going to do a lot of shots here. I'm a little busy today.
I'm going upstairs. I got my socks on.
Okay. So all the models are, sorry about that interruption, my boy. So basically we got is more of the same like I had earlier. They're going to basically be all pre-assembled. So all these troop guys are pretty much as you see on the back of the box. Then they come right out and put up, basically ready to play. They are gray. So all these are pre-ready and primed. And then we have Tina here. So awesome sculpts, really nice. Also they did it so well, there's really not a lot of mold line or flacking, just a very light trace, which is pretty easily to basically get off. So nice little set there. This is pretty well packaged for that. And then we have what looks to be a lot of our walkers. So seeing the 2 very versions of that. All their pieces there. So I'll take some shots as I kind of peruse that so you can kind of see some of these models as they're going up. And this will be for a lot of their desert gear. And as I stated before, these models really are really awesome. Some interesting things in a lot of stuff here. See if I can find what we're looking at here. So these guys, like, really, like I said, you're not going to take much for putting them together. So they have little steps. A lot of them have variations. So because they're not glued, you pretty much can quickly change to what you want relatively easily. I have a couple walkers, and I'm just like, oh, I want artillery, then I'll go with artillery. If I want a tank killer, I can easily change up to that. So you don't really necessarily need to buy a lot of different kits. You can just basically go with what you kind of need, unless really there are two that you specifically want. This is probably one of the most different I haven't seen in a while here. Making sure I have the right model. Yeah. So this model seems to be a little harder on the pegs. Might have to do a little work on that. That's new. I've never seen them have that much of an issue with coming in together. Let me check on the other ones here. The old line pegs might be a little off, especially on the Jag Luger looks a little rough, but wow, really cool model. And all these walkers, all this stuff like that, they're pre-primed, so they're really going to really pop right in there. And there's something here, I just don't know what it is. Yeah, there is a little clear thing. I'm not really sure what it is. Looks like some type of fire thing. Maybe for effect. Something a little different. I don't know. Maybe you can comment below if you really know exactly what if you've got this as well, then you're going from there. So some picture there, more or less. There's a lot of little pieces to everything that I'm seeing here. And as I stated before, not much in change from that. I will look some of the tactic things that we're getting here. Sorry, my element of trying to do these videos with children about. And let's see, so this Stummel thing, the walker, is basically a grenade launching vehicle with some pretty good capacity to nail some stuff. Sand Vipers are pretty straightforward dudes with just assault rifles and machine guns, so no special rules with them. Wow, the Leopold is a pretty nasty one. That thing has advanced reactive fire, so that can really get its full action when things get near it, so that's pretty good. So we got some damage. The Desert Suns basically walk around with heavy flamers, so they're going to basically do the flame damage. And the African Lions, basically pretty simple stuff. Just some guys with some machine guns and running around with Panzerfaust, which is very popular with the Axis forces. And the Jag Luther, just pretty straight up armor 5, medium tank, 7 health on it. Can really knock some stuff out of that. So definitely for the warfare stuff you're looking, Tina's pretty cool. She's got expert. She can invert dice when attacking with a hyena bite. She's got the leader rule. She's got badass. She's got black ops. So she can may issue an order regardless of his position on the battlefield. Execution. And she can use her Luger as a close combat thing. Is that part of it? And she can reduce the amount of attack she has on the dice to make that a headshot, which will be no cover or armor saves. The infantry ones on this, they do have more abilities in warfare though. They have entrenched, the Sand Vipers have entrenched, all-in-one, and assault, and the African Lions will also get entrenched and assault in that as well. and the rules for the weaponry pretty much change that. Interesting thing, the Leopold doesn't have any type of reactive thing with that, so some things are a little different in Warfare to Tactics, but overall pretty interesting. Like I said, this is super awesome that I have this set. Going to try to continue to do more for our site with a story, now basing a little bit of the African campaign, so I'll get a little bit more of these painted. And hope you guys are getting to see this and get excited and start looking for what Battlefront is putting out for Babylon and the Dust. Their site has really been busy and pushing some stuff out there, so I'm pretty excited and interested to see some of these guys in action. And I'm sure it'll be the misery to Spectre while as I take on most of the time his SSU. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoy.